Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking right side. He wants it. A comeback. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown! Kansas City. The game is over. The Kansas City Chiefs are champions. How about those Chiefs?
Hey, welcome to the Kingdom Corner here with Dale and Andrew. We're so glad you're able to come and join us for the preview of the Bills versus Chiefs games. Man, this is going to be a wild one, Dale.
Yes, it is, Andrew. I can't believe. And as you know, just not even a year ago, maybe 8 months, we were in Arrowhead Stadium together watching the impossible happen with 13 seconds left and the Chiefs still coming out on top. Now, we don't want to talk about the next week game, but
Yeah.
but we beat the Bills. And I think probably I always tell people that I think I saw some Buffalo. I mean, just to see them celebrate on the sideline and as if they won the game, and I think everybody did think they won the game. But 13 seconds left, they come back and win. So I'm hoping. I don't know if my heart can handle another game like that, but I do hope it's a good, close game.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm excited to see what it comes down to. So let's jump into this a little bit here. So first off, the Chiefs and the Bills have been playing each other a lot here lately. Part of that's just because both have been winning their division. Mahomes versus Josh Allen, the Bills quarterback, they've now faced each other 4 times, including the playoffs. And in those 4 times, Mahomes is 3-1. And the Bills kind of got the Chiefs last year in the regular season, but as you just recapped, the Chiefs got back them there in the playoffs. So here's the real question. Is there a rivalry yet between the Chiefs and the Bills, or is it just something that's been fabricated by the media because of how good these guys are?
I think it may be fabricated because I feel like the media has tried to give Patrick Mahomes a rival since he's been in the league. And probably the closest thing to a rival that Patrick Mahomes has is probably Tom Brady. I feel like that would be the closest thing he has because everyone else he's either beaten or just taking care of business or beaten in the big games, in the big primetime games. So Tom got Pat with the playoff win and then the Super Bowl. So no one's really beaten Mahomes when it's counted.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Tom Brady's about the only one that's been able to do anything against Mahomes in the playoffs. Josh Allen and Mahomes have been going at for a little while here, and we're coming to this game now. Both teams are coming in with a loss, not necessarily off a loss last week, but both teams have a loss on the season already. And I feel like this is a bigger game for the Bills than it is for the Chiefs, simply because the Bills still have that sour taste in their mouth from that playoff game last year.
Yeah. And I think there's more pressure on the Bills too, because what do you hear if you listen to ESPN or watch Fox Sports or YouTube, whatever you hear? You're hearing the Bills are the Super Bowl favorites, and with that comes pressure, and with that, you have to win these games if you're going to be the Super Bowl favorites. These are the games you're supposed to win because you're supposed to beat every good team, and so I think there's more pressure on the Bills than the Chiefs this week, but it is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it was you I was talking to about this or was somebody else, but we talked about before with this game coming in, the Chiefs kind of have this really broad focus going forward of, we have the Super Bowl in mind, whereas the Bills, they're still kind of focusing on the Chiefs because that's been the one team that's hung them up over the past several years in the playoffs where they haven't been able to get over the Chiefs. And as such, they are not quite as focused in as the Chiefs are on the big picture. And so the Bills might be more focused in on this game.
Yeah, I think I would 100% agree with that.
Yeah. So
this may be Chiefs.
Yeah. So in that AFC divisional game in the playoffs last year, just to give a quick recap of that, there was 25 points combined scored by both teams in the final 2 minutes of that game. And as you pointed out earlier, 13 seconds left, me included. I'm thinking the game is over. You're standing next to it. We have Mahomes. Don't worry. And I'm thinking, Dale, you have no idea what you're talking about. It's 13 seconds. Nobody can do anything in 13 seconds. He said, no, they can do it. And what do you know? They did it. They went down, tied it, got it first in overtime, and won the game. So, I mean, what a great game that was.
Yeah. Well, and I think really, like, did the Chiefs win it or did the Bills lose it?
Yeah.
That could be debated, but they had to go out there and do it. I mean, the kickoff to be able to kick in the back of the end zone made no sense. The
Yeah.
play and press, all they needed was to get to the 40, and you let them get right there. So I think that was a bad coaching on the Bills' part. But hey, I'm glad they got bad coaches. So
That's right. Hey, we'll take the win either way, whether it's bad coaching, bad play calling, bad parts on the players. We'll take the win every time.
Now, do you remember what was when the Bills came in? Because we were at the regular season game too.
Yeah.
And how bad was that a bad beating or was that like what was that? Do you remember? I don't remember.
Man, I'm trying to remember now. I looked that up the other day and man, now I'm trying to remember what it was. What I'll try to check it out here while we
Yeah. No, that's
go through this.
okay.
So, but the other side is from that game, now moving into this season, Mahomes now leads the NFL in touchdown passes with 15, and Allen has 14. Allen, though, leads the NFL in passing yards, and Mahomes is fourth in passing yards. So, I mean, it's a matchup of two strong forces, no doubt, going at it.
So I didn't realize that Mahomes was now leading the league in passing, and so I guess with 4 touchdowns to Travis Kelce Sunday night or Monday night, that helps.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive. It's like a quiet 15. So
Yeah, it is. So here's some other stats coming into this game here. So some rankings for each team. So we'll start with the Bills. The Bills offense is the number 1 offense in the league right now. So they have the number 1 passing offense, the number 14 rushing offense, and they're second in scoring with 30 points a game, a little over 30 points a game. And the Bills defense is the number 2 defense in the league right now. They're number 4 in passing and number 2 in rushing. So I'm not sure how they're 4 and 2 and only 2 in defense, but either way, that's pretty stout that they're that high in both categories.
yeah.
And they're number 1 in scoring defense, only allowing a little over 12 points a game. So, but now the Chiefs side of it, the Chiefs offense is number 6 in the league. They have the number 4 passing ranking, and rushing they're 18th, and they have the number 1 scoring offense with a little over 31 points. So the Chiefs defense is 14 overall. Their passing is 24th. So believe it or not, they've went up a little bit since last week. I think last week was 27th. So they moved up a few, but they're still bottom of the pack there. Their rushing defense has gone down as well. They were number 1 last week, averaging right around 68 yards a game. And so now they're 3rd in rushing on defense. So they dropped some, but when you give up 140 some yards of rushing in one game, that's going to drop you. And the Chiefs' defense scoring is 24th. So they're allowing about 25 points a game. So, yeah, and I just saw here's the score from the regular season game last week was 38-20.
Yeah, and that was week 5, October 16th. For it's like the 1 year anniversary almost.
Yeah.
When they play. It is the 1 year. It is the 16th, isn't it? No? They play 16th?
Well, now that you're saying that, I'm questioning it.
Well, that would have been a Monday night. That would have been a Monday night game. That's the only way we would have been there.
That's true.
So,
that's true. So it would be the 1 year. Right? They're playing right at the 1 year. So you said they played week 5 last year. They're playing week 6 this year. So right around the same time.
Yeah. 38-20 though. Can you believe that?
That's a pretty healthy margin of victory right there. So we'll get more to our score prediction in a second, but I'm hoping that it's not the same way this time around.
Yeah. Man, 38-20. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry,
yes,
I derailed this.
No, you're good. You're good, my man. So the Chiefs here, they're coming in and it seems like week after week, they're a little bit different. Some weeks, like against Tampa Bay, against Arizona the first week, I mean, they are just lights out. going. But then there's other weeks, like when they played the Chargers, or last week when they played the Raiders, or even maybe the Colts too. It almost seems like they're not the better team, but some of those games they come out to win, some they have not, against the Colts there. So here's the real question: how good are the Chiefs really, or are they just a bad team that's happening to get lucky?
Yeah. Do you think they play to their level of competition?
I think they do sometimes, but I
Okay.
mean, the other side is you're playing in the NFL. You have a target on your back,
Yeah.
having Mahomes as your quarterback, going to the AFC Championship
Yeah,
game
yeah.
year after
Yeah,
year. How do you not know that these other teams are coming for you and not be
Yeah.
prepared each week?
But also, I don't. Maybe the Raiders aren't as bad as we think they are. I mean, they are the Raiders, and we do hate
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
I didn't realize they had lost all their games by like a single score, and so they're just bad breaks or bad coaching and those things, like going for two when you could tie the game instead of anyway. But it's a whole nother story. But it's just not. I mean, the Raiders may be good. The Colts, I think they were overlooking. I think they're just
Yeah.
overlooking the Colts. I think that's, but everyone else they've kind of handled throughout. So I'm going to say they're good. I'm saying they're good. They just want, everyone has a bad day in the office, and that was their bad day against a very bad team. So,
all right. Well, I kind of find myself somewhere in the middle on this, because I'm thinking, man, if I know you can play up to your competition or play down your competition, but at the same time, what are the Chiefs doing here? I mean, week after week, it seems like they have to have a pep talk just to play good, and if you have to have pep talk every week to play good, are you really that good? And so I kind of find myself on some games thinking, man, they're great. Like when we played against Tampa Bay, we had this discussion. We thought if they play like this on all three facets of the game every single week, I don't know who can beat them. But then we come out, like against the Raiders, and we can't block for Patrick Mahomes, or we come out, against the Colts, and we figure out, oh man, we can't even run the ball now, and so week after week, we seem to find ourselves just shooting ourselves in the foot by not being able to do the simple fundamentals of football, which is how you win games.
Yeah. Are they? I mean, we see this in other sports with the Golden State Warriors, where they just get up for certain games. They're almost like they're bored, if you will, like because they're so talented. And then when the Tampa Bay comes into town, it's like, here we go, and let's make a statement game. And I feel like it's like Golden State every once a month. There's like a big game, and so they'll come and like, all right, here we go. We're going to show you everyone we're still it. And our B game. We'll still beat the Raiders. We'll still beat the Cardinals. We'll still beat, and I don't know. And then when it because they've done it for so long, when January or January hits, it's like, okay, let's play. Or after Thanksgiving, let's play some football. So maybe I don't know. It's interesting for sure.
That might be a question we have to come back to in a couple of weeks too, depending on how they continue to progress. But it's definitely a good point of conversation, if nothing else. So. The Chiefs definitely have some things that they need to improve on. So, but what do the Chiefs have to do to win this game against the Bills this Sunday?
Everything.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So when I was thinking about this question, I was like, what? I mean, special teams has to be cleaned up. We can't be missing field goals. It's kind of like we can't miss points. We can't give up any points. Defense, we have to get to the quarterback or at least hurry them up. I think that's the key on defense is hurry them up, give our corners where they can have to guard 3 seconds instead of 7 or 8. And Josh Allen, and that's a tough task. I mean, I'm sure that's what every team says about the Chiefs. Hey, we got to get to them. We got to give our corners some help here. But I feel like the key to the win, and then the offense, we just got to move the ball, right? We got to move it, just take what they give us. But I think the key is be the one who punches in the mouth. Don't get punched in the mouth. That's the key. I think, that's the key this week.
Yeah, I agree with you on that too. You got to be the one to take the fight to them and not let them bring the fight to you. And that's where they failed against the Raiders in the first part of this last game. They let the Raiders bring the fight to them instead of coming out hot. And if you get like that against the Bills, if you get down,
it's gonna be 38-20.
Yeah, if you get down 17-0 against the Bills, I'm not sure you can come back from that. Not because I don't have faith in Mahomes, but because Josh Allen and the Bills offense is so much better than the Raiders offense. And so the Bills might be able to keep that up a little bit longer than the Raiders, and it's not going to work out well for the Chiefs. So you can't let the Bills get up by a lot on you, because that's going to be a hard one to come back from. Like we point out, they're the second scoring offense in the NFL behind the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs have one of the worst passing defenses. So it's one of those things that you cannot allow them to get a huge lead on you, because it's not going to work. So they have to do that.
Hey, Spags will be ready. Spags will have the boys ready. Here we go. I got full faith in Spags. Here we go.
That's
Spags
right.
is going to have them. But I think the other key, if we just say that, like bring the fight, is our offensive line.
Yes,
has to.
Absolutely.
Because I've noticed that watching a few Bills games. I know, don't hate me, but they are able to get pressure with 4, and we can't have that. They have if Mahomes is getting pressured with 4 guys, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah,
so
for sure. Yeah. So Orlando Brown wants to be the highest paid left tackle in the NFL, and so if he wants to get that money, which that's another conversation, but I don't think he's going to. But if he wants to get that money, he's got to start playing like it. And the same thing for the rest of those guys is they got to play like it if they want to win Super Bowls, if they want to win games. That offensive line, it starts with them. And you can say the same for any team, whether running or passing. Everything starts with your offensive line. And our offensive line has been suspect kind of to start this season.
And let's give credit to Wiley and Brown last week just getting beat in the first quarter and a half. But then whatever they did, they made some adjustments, they fixed it, and they held Crosby and Chandler Jones. Is that?
Yep.
Kind of at bay. And so that's what we need. But we need that the whole game, not to get down 17. Yeah. So.
Well, here's some good news for the Chiefs, though. So I saw this week that Harrison Butker and Trent McDuffie both started practicing again this week. So I'm hoping that means they're ready for the game on Sunday.
Let's go. Let's get the boys ready. Let's get them flying around.
Yep. All right. So what's your prediction? What's going to happen Sunday afternoon, Chiefs versus Bills, and they're playing in Kansas City?
So what I hope happens or what's going to happen are two different things, Andrew.
Well, I'll tell you this real quick before you tell me your prediction then too.
Okay.
This is the first time in Mahomes' home games in the since his first year as a starter that he has not been favored as far as home games go.
Wow. That's unreal. So for that reason, and we've seen that Mahomes has been stacking those chips on his shoulder. Let's put that in there. So let's put another chip on that shoulder. So I'm going to say it's going to be similar to maybe the Rams Chiefs game. Maybe not that, maybe not as high scoring, but I think 40, 46, 44, 44. No. Yeah. 44 to 41.
Are you picking the Bills or the Chiefs here?
The Chiefs.
Man, high scoring game. I keep going back and forth because I think because of how back and forth the Chiefs have been this season, I'm not sure they're quite up to the task at this point of the season to handle the Bills. Now, later in the season, like you said, they might be more focused in then. But
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving. So here's what I think. I don't want to pick the Bills. I don't, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Well, I think the Bills are going to win, but I'm not going to give that as my score prediction because I can't go against the Chiefs here. So
please don't.
I'm going to say it's going to be high scoring too. I think the same as you. It's going to be kind of like that playoff game. Whoever has the ball last is probably going to win. So I'm going to say Chiefs 42.
Okay.
And I'm going to say Buffalo Bills 38.
Oh, I love it. Now, wouldn't it be cool to see like the Rams Chiefs game back in the day? These two guys just, I mean, I would love it.
As long as the Chiefs come out on top this time, I'd be all right. So.
Oh, yeah. So.
Well, we hope you will join in for us and with us on our next episode of the Kingdom Corner following the Sunday night game of the Bills versus Chiefs. I'll be out either Sunday night or Monday morning, so look for that. And we hope to see you next time here in the Kingdom Corner.